Xero Bank Rules. When to use them and how to use them. So Xero Bank Rules should be used sparingly. It may be that you have a lot of expenses which are to the same client, which have the same codes on them. So things like Cooper Street Bakery. But anything that you can get invoice support for, you should, because HMRC may request it at a later date. So I wouldn't suggest using bank rules for something like Cooper Street Bakery. I would suggest using your HubDoc app to collect a receipt at the till and just have it photoed onto HubDoc and then uploaded via that method or a similar upload method. Where it might be useful would be things potentially like your monthly repayment, your pension payment, Happy Retirement UK. That's a director's pension payment. It's going to happen every month, and I don't want to be inputting this data every single month. So to use a bank rule, I would create bank rule, and I'm going to make it as broad as possible. So I'm going to change equals for the payee to contains and remove the UK bit, just in case the pension company decides that they are going to change the format of their PAYE reference. Similarly, on the description, that includes a reference and doesn't include anything useful, so I'm going to delete that. Then I have to set up where I want this to go. So it's going to go to Happy Retirement. And it's going to be pension, director's pension. This is an expense for the company, which is tax deductible on payment. So it's going to go to the pension cost payment account. It will have no VAT on it. And the tracking categories set up in this company are just region. So let's say that's the East Side region is where this director is mainly focused. So set the references during the bank rec. It needs to go to target bank accounts is the bank accounts that it's going to relate to. So I'm just going to leave it just as a business bank account. That's the only place I'm likely to see it, but you can do it on all accounts as well. And I'm going to make this bank rule title as Happy Retirement Pension, and then I'll save it. And that means that I'm now going to see, whenever I see Happy Retirement UK, I'm going to get a box saying, do you want to apply this rule? And if I do, I just pay OK. I do have the option of editing rule if I'm not quite sure that it's going to the right place or if it's something slightly different. So I could do that. OK, have I got any more happy pensions here? I believe I have. The following month, lo and behold, there is going to be oh gosh, why is this so? There we go. Happy Retirement Pensions. That's happened again, and it's automatically said, oh, you've got a rule for that. Do you want to send it there? Yes, please. That would be great. So the other things which might be useful is something like a payment from a director. So Mr. Director has paid, in this case, a loan into the company. I can set up a bank rule for that so that whenever Mr. Director pays a loan in, then it will actually send it to the right account. So again, I'm going to change that to contains and that to contains just in case they change the actual wording. I'm going to send this to a contact of Mr. Director because then if I want to look at all his transactions, I can. This is going to be a loan to company. I want it to go to the balance sheet account for director's loan. There's no VAT on it. I could put a region in, but I can't really be bothered this time. And I'm going to make that rule Mr. Director loan. Save means that that is then going to come up with that rule. And every time it sees Mr. Director and a description containing loan, then it will come up with that rule. Bank fees. So we have a bank fee here, transaction fees from Mr. Banky. This is one definitely to create a bank rule for. So again, we're going to change that to contains just in case they change the reference. And we're going to change that to just fees because we want to pick up any sort of fees which Bank PLC is actually doing to us. We'll change that. There will be a Bank PLC thing. And we're going bank fees on that. Bank fees account. There we go. Just start writing it and it finds the ones which are there, and just call it bank fees. So I've put contains, made it fairly broad on the description, made sure it's got the company, the content on there. Sorry, it sent it to Bank West. Let's call it Bank PLC. And that will do. And then just save it. And then next time it sees those, it will come up with those. You will see that you can also, if you have a subscription via your Xero partner, via an accounting firm, they may give you access to cache coding. Cache coding allows you to see things which already have the bank rules on them for bank receipts and bank payments, but not bank transfers. And that means you can reconcile all the items in one go. So there's already a bank rule up for 7-Eleven, which, as I say, that's one of those things that I wouldn't suggest you do because this has VAT on it. So you need a VAT invoice for that, really, even though it's tiny. And there's another one for the bank fee rule that we've just set up. If I save and reconcile all of those, then it will reconcile those 3 items all in one go, make it really super simple. So if we go back to the cache coding, we can also see that down here, Mr. Director has a salary payment, which isn't reconciled yet. So we could set up another bank rule for salary payments for Mr. Director. Now, it should be that you are running your payroll through a payroll system and that all of your payroll postings are made from the payroll system. So any payroll payments should be going to a wages payable account. So we'd put that in. Mr. Director I can go to Mr. Director again. That would be net wage. This would be, even if you're getting paid under the NIC level, it's easy enough to use Xero wages. And if you go to wages payable, that should be where it's being posted, unless you chose another account for it to be posted to. But essentially, that would be the net pay account. Oops. And then we'll go to this one. And then that has then given you that rule as well. So anytime it sees Mr. Director and salary, it will go to the wages control account to offset the payroll posting, which you should have made. Done. So that's a quick overview of when to use bank rules and how to set them up. As I say, if there's any documentation evidence that you can find, please don't use bank rules. Use HubDoc to upload or similar product, and then use the matching, which is presented here, which ends up being a nice green box. But if it's something which happens regularly and you can polish off with a bank rule, then it will save you a little bit of time, especially if you combine it with that cache coding facility. I hope this helps. Take care. Bye.